Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for an absolutely beautiful looking car. This is a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX automatic. You can see here it's on a 14 plate, it's covered just 35,000 miles. The car's been serviced fully throughout its life by Honda. The last one done less than 1,000 miles, or about 1,000 miles ago, albeit we have just changed the engine oil and filters part of service. On my age, nothing else, it wasn't actually quite due. Absolutely packed with equipment. I mean, they're a high spec car anyway, but this one has the exterior pack with the what they call the urban pack, I believe. It's got like this little silver trims underneath the front and rear bumpers. It also has side steps, rear spoiler, and the door protectors as well. Finished in passion red, which is a beautiful looking car, which videos appallingly. It is a absolutely stunning looking colour on this car. We sell loads in this colour. Front of the car, lights and lenses are completely clear and intact, no cracks, no condensation. Bumper and bonnet wonderfully clean. There will be the odd tiny stone chip, but they're very few and far between. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely indentation free, wonderfully smooth. Near side front alloy, the one takes all of the bashing and there's nothing there at all. Full set of Michelin tyres fitted this car as well, which is a wonderful sign of ownership. Inside rear alloy, again absolutely unmarked. My favourite angle for these CR-Vs, I always say it but it's true, is this angle here. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So subtle but adds a real presence to the vehicle. Coming around the back of the car, again, all very, very clean and tidy. There was one tiny little indentation, you can possibly just see it there, just caught on something, but I'd like to try and pick up on anything I possibly can because it's so clean in every respect that the minor imperfection would be something anyone would want to know about. Offside of the vehicle, again, completely mirror smooth, wonderfully clean in all of the panels. Offside rear alloy, absolutely lovely, just the tiniest amount of curbing right on the outside edge, but nothing that detracts in any way. And then finish up down the side on me, and offside front alloy completely unmarked. So it really is a truly handsome looking car in beautiful, beautiful condition. So coming to the back of the car now, absolutely enormous boots on the cars. Also a lovely low load height and not much of a drop when you get inside either. But it's been kept wonderfully, wonderfully well. So coming into the back of the car now, wide opening rear doors, and this is basically the Achilles heel of any family car, including CR-Vs. Because basically this is where the kids sit and all the damage occurs. But in all honesty, it looks as though hardly anyone's ever sat in the back. The leatherwork looks pretty much as new. It's an amazing, amazing condition. Let's come into the passenger side front. Again, all very, very clean and tidy. And front passenger seat, as with the rears, looks as though it's been given absolutely minimal use. So finally come to the driver's door card. All been kept really, really nicely. Electric memory buttons there. Footwell area is lovely and clean, and the driver's seat, the one which will have taken all of the wear, looks to have virtually nothing on it at all. Simply remarkable. So inside the car now, engine's running into this section so the dash can be seen illuminated, as I always try and do. Dashboard looks pristine, absolutely as new. Big screen sat nav, all working exactly as it should. If you pop the car into reverse, yeah, that lovely clear gridded parking camera to complement the front and rear parking sensors. These units also double up as DVD players actually, so if you're stationary with the handbrake on, you can actually watch a film through there, which I've done on many an occasion whilst waiting in the car. But it is absolutely stunning in here. The video, because it's a little bit early and grainy and dull today, will not do justice to it at all. Coming in there, 35,785 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Multifunction steering wheel looks and feels absolutely as new to hold. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2-litre EX automatic. This particular car is registered LC14CRJ, and the mileage at the start of the road test is just 35,778 miles. The reason we do these videos is very simple indeed. It's basically because we want all of the people looking at our cars in the adverts to actually see the car advertised actually in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is because we know, unfortunately to our cost, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look very nice in the description and in the photographs, only to get there and find out when you drive it it's got a fault that shows up whilst you're driving the vehicle. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these lovely quiet country roads, very close to our premises. And the reason for that is that this is actually part of the road test route, so hopefully this will be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. Worth pointing out, although we're out in the country here, we are literally just a few minutes off the motorway. You'd never believe it, it's so quiet, but it means we're very easy to get to, and it makes for quite a relaxing test drive in that eventuality. So coming to the car in question, low mileage, full Honda service history, pretty much ticks every single box going. Notwithstanding that, I'm going to go through all the things I always do. So starting with the engine, starts absolutely instantly, push button start on the EX models with the keyless start and keyless entry. Starts immediately and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, and the car's been running for well over an hour now, so clearly up to full operating temperature. The engines are simply brilliant units. It's what you'd always expect of a Honda. They are incredibly tough, reliable, and very long lasting. The most reliable car or engine in its class by a country mile. Absolutely superb engines. But that's half the story really, because they are just so nice to use day in, day out. They are beautifully engineered, mechanically so smooth. They rev effortlessly without getting harsh. They're joyful engines to use, and it matches the car and what it's trying to do perfectly. It's a very good companion for this car. Worth pointing out, they are cam chain driven, no cam belts to worry about on them either. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox, typical Honda, very slick shifting, incredibly robust as well. The gearboxes last as long as the engines, generally speaking. You just don't really ever touch them. I'm not wishing to tempt fate with that, but we sold hundreds of them, never touched them. But what the gearbox is doing is it's obviously they've carefully chosen the ratios to try and extract the most out of the engine in terms of the performance available and economy as well. Regardless of reputation, you should always check on any road test that the gear changes are very smooth, and they're perfect. And more importantly, when you're stationary, when you select drive or reverse, there shouldn't be any delays or mechanical noises, and again, absolutely nothing, so spot on. Steering on the car has always been a strong point on the CR-V, and this one tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, but it's a really nice power steering setup system. It's relatively quick. It's not a sports car. I keep saying that, they aren't. But when you go through corners like the one in front, minimal movement on the steering wheel to get you around the corner. They're precise, they're accurate. That's all you want from a family SUV, and with a nice small diameter steering wheel that makes the car feel very manoeuvrable. Maybe all in the head, but it certainly feels that way. Chassis of the vehicle, again, Honda know this market intimately, with the CR-V being the best-selling SUV in the world, and what they give you is borderline perfection for the type of car it is. It's a very comfortable ride. It's got a nuggety, well-damped feel to the ride, but it flows through corners, all types, bumps, yumps, off camber, tight ones, long radius ones. It handles them all absolutely effortlessly, and completely ignore what road test magazines say about them, and because they judge them by sports cars, and they say, oh, it's not as exciting. Well, no, it's not. I'm going to be brutally honest, it's not the most exciting handling in the world, but to get exciting handling, you'll be rattling your teeth going down the road because they'll make them ridiculously hard. Honda have just hit the sweet spot with it. It's absolutely superb. What I'm also looking for on road test, again, regardless of mileage, is just listening out for any nasty noises that might be coming up from underneath the car. And what that normally is like chatterings, that kind of stuff, but there's nothing at all. It's absolutely solid in that respect. Just going to give the brakes a bit of a shove, make sure no one's directly behind me. But they're really powerful brakes on the car. The initial bite's really good. There's no pulsing, there's no vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, so all absolutely as it should be. So coming to the interior, first things first, always say it because they always are, just a beautifully put together car. No squeaks, no rattles, absolutely solid as a rock. And this is build quality. Build quality, I keep saying it, is not squidgy plastics. It's very well made, they're made out of really good stuff. It's how cars hold together over the long term. This car's now 6-7 years old and feels absolutely as new to drive, but the sensation feels like it is inside as well. There's no kind of those nasty creaks you get with some cars. It's also a lovely place to sit. Really good visibility out the car. You know, highly spec'd dashboard, but one that doesn't phase or intimidate in any way, and all working exactly as it should. You've got this big screen sat nav and then the EXs, which obviously doubles up as the rear parking camera, all working perfectly. A dual zone climate control system offering a different temperature side to side if you so wish. Air conditioning, we put it into a nice warm workshop earlier on, and blows out lovely cold air, so that's all working as it should. Heated seats down there, I tried them earlier, but they are all functioning exactly as intended. Directly in front of me, dashboard binnacle, simple, easy, legible, with all the information you need and absolutely no more, which is the way I like it, and all working again exactly as it should. Then you've got auto lights, auto wipers, this multifunction steering wheel with a myriad of controls, and again all functioning exactly as they should. This particular model is a four-wheel drive CR-V, not all of them are of course, but you'll notice there is no buttons to activate it or anything at all, because basically Honda worked out, they're one of the very first people to do this, that most people will be doing as I am today, driving in perfectly good conditions where there's no need to have four-wheel drive operating. So what it does, the moment you start to lose grip from the front wheels, and it's instant, it brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it does it all itself. The advantages are absolutely clear. Basically, by not running in four-wheel drive the whole time, you get through less fuel, you don't chew up your tyres as quickly, and you put in far less mechanical stress through the vehicle. And that's borne out in the fact that this system's been operating for many, many, many years, used in different Hondas. We've been selling for nearly 30 years now, and not so much as put a spanner on anything. So it is a very robust system and very efficient as well, by the way, because I tow with our CR-V and we've never come close to getting stuck with one. As I said at the start, the point of the video is very simple. It's basically just to show the car in operation, but to feedback on any issues there may or may not be on the car, and there's nothing at all. It drives absolutely beautifully, as you'd expect. As always, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.